Hello Stampers, my name is Linda Bedinger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Denver, Colorado. I'm so glad you could join me this afternoon. Today we're taking a little break from Christmas cards and I'm doing a very simple and fast birthday card. And you can do this in any color and I think it's just a nice layout design and a way to put card together quickly when you need one. I did mine as a birthday card. Let's just get started. Okay, here is my card project. And like I said, it's very simple. And what I'm using is the beautiful Friendship photopolymer set. And it says, birthdays are the best days. And I liked it because it was a nice and big sentiment here. And then you could either stamp these flowers on it or this, which looks like a cluster of lilacs to me. And so I thought I did use this one on here, and I'll show you. I accidentally came up with a technique for the inside. And so this is what the inside of the card looks like. So we've got the stamped flowers to match the front, and this pattern on the main part of the white here for you to write your message on, and this ribbon. And this pattern is a transfer of the ink from stamping this on my silicone mat. And I'll show you exactly what I did to get that. And I think it's very interesting, a little different. Okay, so what we need to make this card is, oops, my rhinestone came off there. Let me put that back on there. I used a piece of Whisper White that I made this one top folding. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, folded and scored at 5 1/2. Then I have 2 pieces of Coastal Cabana that are cut 5 by 4 1/4, one for the outside and one for the inside. Then also for the inside, I have a piece of Whisper White that's cut 3 3/4 by 5 to layer on my piece for the inside. Okay, so I also used a piece of vellum cut 4 by 5 1/4 and our leaves pattern embossing folder. And then there's one more small piece. I have a piece of Whisper White that is 1 1/2 by 4. And that is what we need to make this card. It's really very fast and very simple. Now, I've already run my vellum piece through my embossing folder. Isn't that just pretty? So what we're going to do to make this card is, first we're going to work on the front, and I'm going to do my stamping on my little piece of white. So I have my Coastal Cabana ink and my stamp that says birthdays are the best days. I'm going to ink that up really good and put that right, oops, let me get my Pierce mat. This is a photopolymer, and I'm assured of a much better image if I stamp this on here. So there's my birthdays are the best days. Then I have my stamp that has the floral piece on it, and I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right over this whole end. And there we go. There's my stamping completed on that piece. Now this can go right onto the top of this piece and it'll fit just inside. It's cut a tiny bit smaller. So this is actually, I didn't tell you right, it's 1 1/2 by 3 3/4. So I do get a little bit of a margin around the vellum. And what I'm going to do is this, and it's going to help us glue the vellum down, and that is to go ahead and put this in place along the top of my piece, my embossed vellum. There we go. And now I can add glue all along the back here to anchor this to the card, because that won't show. So this can go right on here, and it fits right over the top and completely covers it. So you get that pretty coastal cabana, but it's a little bit muted because of the vellum. Now, it's essential then to go ahead and use my rhinestones, and I'm using my largest of the rhinestones, and that's on purpose. I'm putting one right down here, and I'm going to put one right up here on the card, and then I'm going to put one more right down here. And part of the reason I'm doing that is because I want to use a glue dot, and I want to put those glue dots, what I'm going to do is fold them over on themselves, so it's really just a little blob, and I'm putting that right behind that rhinestone, so that'll help hold the vellum in place and we won't see it. And so here we go with this one again, folding it over on itself until I have a nice little blob, and I'm going to put that right behind my rhinestone and help hold that piece in place. Now I can take my ribbon, and I'm going to add a little bit of snail to the front of my ribbon here so that I can get it to stay put on the front of my card. And so I'm going to set that down like that, and then on the back I'm going to put just a little bit of snail so that I can secure my ribbon in place. Make sure that that is nice and straight, and then secure my ribbon on the back side of that. There we go. Now this piece is all ready to go on the front of our card. And so I'm going to add some snail on the back of my piece. And set that in place on my card front. Now, the only other thing I need on my card front is a little bow to go right over here. So I'm going to bring my ribbon in, and I'm going to make my bow. And get that put in place on my card. Trim my tails, add a glue dot to the back of my bow, right there, and put that in place right there on my card. Now, one of the things you can do, and I often do this, is to take another 2 glue dots and put it behind the ribbon and the bow loop on either side so that things stay put a little bit better. And so I'm going to do that and get that to stay put a little bit better. I could have done a better job on trimming that edge. That's not a very pretty bow, but it'll do for now. There we go. All right, now onto the inside of the card. So what we're going to do is take back this. And this is what I did. I accidentally had my Pierce mat, my silicone mat, underneath this piece of paper that I was putting my flower down here in the corner. And so I'm going to purposely do that now because I love the way it came out. So I'm going to put this down here. And I've gotten some ink, and I'm just going to go ahead and finish stamping that down here on my Pierce mat. So I don't know how much of that you can see, but there's a little bit of residue of ink on there. Now, what I did was I took this piece of paper and I laid it across and picked up a little bit of the residue of that ink. And it almost looks like a marbled effect on the card. And so every place there was ink on my silicone mat, I went ahead and picked it up on the card, and it gave this kind of, almost like I said, marbled effect. Now then, I had to remember to go in and clean off the ink off my silicone mat so I don't transfer it to the next project when I don't want to. And I'm going to take a piece of my ribbon here and cut it to finish my decorations for the inside. So what I now am going to do is add a little bit of snail to my ribbon here so that it'll stay put when I put it in place here on the front of my card. Let's see. And I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on my coastal cabana. And you see how fast this is. This is a very fast card, but it can come together in just about any color that you wanted. And that's awfully nice to have something that's a card design that is quick and easy. So I'm going to add my glue on the back and secure my ribbon. Didn't give myself very much of a tail on there. In fact, maybe I'll move that whole thing up a little bit. There we go. And then I can secure my ribbon on the back of my card. And then we can go ahead and add some more glue to the back of this one. And for a birthday or a simple hello or a simple thank you, I think this is a lovely little design. And on this one, what I did to get the effect that I did on the inside of this on the ribbon is, you'll see that the ribbon has some blue, and I didn't do it on this one. And you just lay your ribbon out and you stamp your image. And so I stamped this inked all over this. This one I didn't. You'll have to tell me which you like better. And then this is all ready to go on the inside of our card. And there you have it. Now, I needed a simple and fast birthday card, and this design is going to just do it for me. So there we go, as quick as that. That is my project today. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I do so appreciate it. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator, or you could join my team. Be lovely to have you on my team. This is December, and my prize draw from December is picking out a bundle of your choice from the new mini catalog. Some of you may start, I think Monday, they start mailing those catalogs out. And so you will be getting, if you've ordered with me in the last 6 months, you'll be getting a catalog in the mail. So there we go. That's my project for the day. To get yourself in my drawing, all you need to do is put an order of any size on my site, lbedinger.stampinup.net, or you can get to it through my blog, www.inkandingenuity.com. Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll be back soon with more cards, more tips, and more projects. Bye!